G'day guys, I'm actually with former South Sydney Penrith Panther and Canterbury Bulldog, Peter Tunks. How are you tonight, Pete?
Yeah, good. It's really good to have something like this where you get the chance to catch up with some of the boys that you haven't seen for a long while.
Mate, it must be great to catch up with the boys. How long has it been since you've seen some of them?
Oh, look, I see Gary Wright over there and some of the South guys. I see him around Coogee and Maroubra a fair bit. But a lot of the other guys that I used to play against and used to play with and rep football, you don't really see them hardly ever. But when you have something like this, it's really good.
Yep, we just got Taz Bateri just walking in there.
When you, but it's really good to see the boys. Pretty of them look like they're still pretty good, but some you don't recognise. But it's good fun.
No, that's great. And have you had a chance to look at the book quickly at all?
I've had a very, very quick look at it. Yeah, it looks really good. It's always nice when somebody, writes something about the old days. And look, the modern day game is great, but the old days were lots of fun. And I'm sure they don't tell everything.
No, that's right. Definitely. Mate, just before we let you get back into it, what frothy are you drinking tonight?
Actually, I haven't had a drink at the moment because I probably have to drive home. So I always obey the law. So I'll continue on that path.
That's awesome. So you guys, don't got to have a drink to have a good time. But thanks again, Pete, and have a good night, mate.
No worries. Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm here with the godfather of International Rugby League here at the book launch for Heroes of Yesterday, Book 2, Taz Bateri. How are you tonight, Taz?
I'm really good, and it's great to see so many of the old-timers turn up. And we had a toast to the past, and let's hope the future gets better.
Yeah, definitely. What are you drinking tonight?
I've had a couple of little red wines, which weren't too bad, actually. What do you call them? Yesterday's Heroes? So, yeah, it's good.
Mate, just quickly on International Rugby League, obviously we call you the godfather of International Rugby League. You're heavily involved. Other than the World Cup, what can we expect sort of in the immediate future, next 12 months? Is there anything you're working on?
Well, I think the problem is with COVID, everything's sort of fluid. So you might plan something and it might not even go ahead. So I think everybody's really cautious for the time being. Everybody would like to see more footy. Everybody would hope the World Cup gets played at the end of the year. If it does, it probably won't have too many spectators because of all the travel involved. But right now, we've got this Fijian team playing in the Ron Massey Cup, and there's been a hell of a lot of young talent being sighted from this team. There's 1 million people over in Fiji. It's a nice little junior league nursery for us, and we'll see what happens with them.
Now, mate, I believe you've actually had a little bit to do with the Silktails since they've got over here to New South Wales. What have you been doing there?
Well, actually, I've been babysitting, actually, so we've had people going to hospital, training, driving to training, setting up the field, mascot, where they play out of. They're playing Cabramatta this weekend. Hope to have a crowd there. A lot of Fijian community coming down, supporting the boys. A lot of youngsters, too, away from home for the first time. So the transition's been okay. They've been here 3 months now, and they'll only get better.
All right, Taz, we won't keep you for any longer. Thank you for your time. No worries.
So here I am, guys, at Club Redfern. I'm with former Newtown player Cole Murphy. How are you tonight, Cole?
Yeah, good, mate. It's been a great night. There's a lot of people that obviously you look at and you don't know who they are, but once you start talking after a few beers, you learn out who they are.
That's right, mate.
Yeah, it's great. It's been great. It's been very good.
Mate, just before the night began, mate, I remember you telling me if you're going to remember people, because obviously people have changed over the years. Could you remember what they were when you played against them?
Of course, we've all changed. Like I had blonde hair. I still got it. It's at home in the pillowcase.
So, mate, just tell our viewers what year you played at Newtown.
Oh, from 90, what was it, freaking hell, 75 to around 80, 81, 82, until they got kicked out.
Mate.
In the junior league level and plus the senior level. And when Tom Radonikas come, I was a 17, 18, 19-year-old kid. And, mate, he turned Newtown around. And I ended up befriending him and being everyone can say he's his best mate, but he was my mate. And he stayed at my place, I stayed at his place, and we went to Kokoda track with John Singleton together. Mate, we did an unbelievable thing. And to see him go, it's hurt, but to see where he was and what was happening to his body, I'm glad he's gone, actually.
Definitely, it was a sad time for everyone in the rugby league community, but people like yourself who are really close to him obviously hurt more than all of us. But
Yeah, it's obvious, but everyone heard. Tommy was a friend to everyone. Anyone who shook Tommy's hand was a friend, and if he didn't want to shake your hand, you definitely weren't a friend. Tommy was.
100%. Mate, also, what do you think of the book?
The book, well, I like the process of what he has. It's like I'm not a big name footballer, and to have a few pages on me, I'm usually getting booked instead of having my name in a book. But it was nice, and there's a lot of guys there like Gary Jack, and anyway, there's a million of them, and so it's really good. I guess there's a few big name players in the book, and there's a few less name players like myself, but it doesn't matter.
End of the day, that's right, end of the day, mate, it's all about the guys of yesterday. We just want to thank you for being one of yesterday's heroes, mate. And the last question, what frothy are you drinking tonight?
Absolutely Carlton Draft, and it's with a big head.
Awesome, mate. Thank you again, mate, and we'll get you back on the show sometime.
Absolutely, anytime.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you.
Hi guys, welcome back. I'm here at Club Redfern. Now this man doesn't need any introduction, but I will introduce him. Former Australian, New South Wales, Balmain, Western Suburb, Salford Red, fullback, Sheffield Eagles. Anyone else? Gary Jack. How are you tonight, Gary?
Yeah, great, mate. Very good. It's a great night and it's great to celebrate the launch of the book.
Definitely, mate. And have you had much to do with this book?
No, I haven't. I knew he was putting it together. He told me a few of the characters that are in there, so that's good. There's plenty of stories to be told. So I was in the first book, so he couldn't be in the second book. So not this much, but there's plenty of guys here telling plenty of yarns, and I'm sure it'll be a huge success.
No, definitely, mate. And what do you like about the concept?
Oh, I think it's good that everyone. Look, we're just saying over there, everyone's got a story to tell. Doesn't matter where they come from, Wollongong or they come from Campbelltown. Everyone's got a story how they end up playing rugby league and where they've got to in their career. A lot of the guys in this chapter, a lot of first graders there that are here, and some unfortunately aren't here anymore. So they've all got a story, and their families are here as well. So I think that's the beauty of the book, that we keep these stories alive, and we can pass them on to the next generation and the next generation.
No, definitely, mate. And what do you think of the atmosphere here tonight at Club Redfern?
It's lovely. It's always good to come to Redfern. They're always pretty, down to earth, and I hope my car's safe out there. But anyway, I come by bus, so it's okay. But yeah, I always love to come to Redfern. Playing at Redfern Oval, it's plenty of good memories there, and it's been a really, really good night.
Mate, I just have to tell you a little bit of a story.
Yeah.
When I was a young fella, my grandmother was a Balmain tragic. And the way I first heard about you and Benny Elias, she used to have two garden gnomes. One with blonde hair, one with black hair, one was called Gary Jack, and the other one was Benny Elias.
Really?
So that's how I grew up watching you play for Balmain.
As a garden gnome?
As a garden gnome.
Yeah, you're talking to me.
That's right.
One garden gnome.
That's right. Mate, and I was only a real little fella back then as well.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm here interviewing you, mate. It's a privilege.
That's lovely to hear, mate. See, and that's what footy does. It takes something like that, and you don't forget that. Those memories are with you forever. You'll never forget that. And Benny Elias and myself, and I get people like yourself, in their 30s and 40s, when they were a kid, they were a Balmain fan, they loved watching you play and loved the way you played. So them to come up to you and sort of acknowledge you is really nice. I haven't played for 25 years, so it's a long time ago since I played, but those sort of memories brings back good memories of their childhood, being with their mum and dad or their grandparents or their grandma, just like yourself. So that's what it's all about.
Definitely. But thank you for your time, Gary. Hopefully we can get you on the show later on down the track, but thank you for your time tonight.
No problem, mate. Any time at all, I'll come on your show.
Thank you.
Well, we're here with West legend Alan Falla, or as I like to call him, the man who owes me a rum from last time. How are you tonight, man?
Yeah, good, really good. I'll get you that rum. I know I spilt that drink over you last time we were here, so I'm happy to make up for that. Sorry.
No, that's all good. Just for a bit of context, obviously, as many of you would have seen, we interviewed Alan the last time we were here for a book launch, and right after we stopped recording, got up to shake hands, and boom, my drink just went. But luckily, there are no drinks around here, so they won't be knocked over this time. What have you been up to lately, mate?
Don't trust me, eh? No, I've been pretty heavily involved with West over the last few months. helping out with the Magpies in the mainly in the Ron Massey Cup. But yeah, we've lots happened in the last few weeks. We've lost Tommy, as you know, and we're hoping to sort of really do something special for him next week when the West Tigers are playing Gold Coast Titans. You'll see a different West team run out in the field. They'll be wearing Magpies black and white jerseys, and we've organised for 30 odd ex-Magpies to be lining a guard of honour when the players come out, and when the ball's brought out by Trish and Lincoln. So that'll be fantastic. So that's been a focus at the moment. Obviously, we lost Peter Diamond as well, so that's another thing in the last week or so. So it's pretty sad, like a lot of these guys you look up to over the years, pretty famous, and like they're Western suburbs. So we're losing them one by one. So it's important that we maintain that heritage and people understand what they've done in the past. So as a kid, I can remember. I've seen footage of those guys, and it was amazing for me to meet those guys at various reunions and being able to hear them firsthand tell stories. It's not going to happen anymore. So yeah, you got to treasure the chance when you get to meet those guys. Yeah, amazing.
Final question: what frothy are you drinking tonight?
Well, we're heading out to the Rocks later on tonight, so I'm hoping to try a few local brews that are from various types of beers, preferably the darker beers. But yeah, I'm drinking a bit of a variety of different beers.
I'll enjoy the rest of the night, mate.
Thank you.